Remember World War II? Wasn't that cool? I mean, the guys who fought it were, yeah. Yeah. Too bad your generation missed out on all that glory, though. Yeah. Wait, I know! What if we do it again? Huh? Let's do it again! I'll send you to Korea! It'll be totally the same thing! Really? Yeah, it'll be just like World War II. People will remember you the exact same way. Well, I'm there! Oh, it turns out it was an unwinnable quagmire. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. Hey, remember World War II? Wasn't that cool? You could be just like those guys.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess that would be heroic.
Oh no, yeah, that turned out to be totally impossible, huh? Sorry about that. Hey, remember World War II? Wasn't that cool? Let's do that again. Oh, oops, yeah, no, Iraq didn't have a nuke after all. Anyway, sorry. Hey, remember World War II? That was so cool, wasn't it? Let's do it again. Oh no, after 20 years of combat, the country fell in a matter of hours. Wow, couldn't have been more wrong about that one. My bad. Hey, remember World War II? Wasn't that cool? You know what would be just like that?
Darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Good morning, Reload Crew.
What's up, y'all?
Tuesday, man. It's Tuesday. Ready to climb some mountains today? Devout?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Slay some giants. Let's do it, man.
Let's go.
We're on top of the world this morning.
Heck yeah.
How you folks doing, man? We're going to be talking about the New World Order, man. What you think about that Freedom Tunes, man? Wasn't that clever? Isn't that exactly what has happened since World War II?
Yes.
No, we had this grand event where we defeated Hitler and the Nazis, and everyone looks like, oh, it was glorious, war is glory. Don't you want to do that again? Korea, bam. Vietnam, bam. Iraq, Afghanistan, bam, bam.
Yeah,
now, Russia.
Let's do it. It really will be like World War II.
Let's get in there. We'll make billions while you all die.
That'd be great. Hey.
Mwah.
Good morning.
AFC.
I got to show Elsa. What, Elsa? Elsie.
No, that's Elsie.
Hey, Elsie.
Elsie. Okay. Have a good day. I love you. Okay.
Hey,
Mwah.
Yeah.
Hey, the cinemas have 5 minutes.
Huh?
The cinemas have 5 minutes.
Oh, don't leave until they're out.
Okay.
Love you. Studio invasion this morning, guys. Real life happens. Oh man, what were we talking about?
World Order.
All right,
Russia.
New World Order. Let me say good morning to the crew, man. How y'all doing this morning? Appreciate you guys. This will probably be the last morning that we're here on the backup. Tomorrow we should be good to go. Just gonna hit the ground running. We're gonna do things. We're gonna still post content on this channel. So you guys keep an eye out for that. Tammy Stegall back on top. Good morning, sis. Good to see you. Bioxo, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Bioxo's like, no, I was first. Disappeared. I know, man. Sometimes YouTube does that. Like if someone posts something, someone posts something like the day before, and you go make a comment, and then you go back and your comment's gone. Why you do that, YouTube?
Right.
Ghetto in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up,
Good to see you,
Ghetto?
man. Big Mama Steph. What's up? Mama Red. What's going on? What's crack-a-lacking? Mama Steph said it was quiet in here this morning.
No.
Rockadoodle Farms in the house. Grumpy, what's going on? Hillbilly, what's up? Good morning, sir. The Fool Monty. Good morning, good morning. Good to see you. Ohio, what's up, sis? I hope I have a productive day. I appreciate you. Bella, hey, sis. Good to see you.
What's up?
Been a while. Low Rack, what's going on? What's going on? Independent Mini, hey, sis. We all united. Let's see. Barefoot and Art. What's going on with you, sis? Who that? What's up, brother? Tammy C, good morning, good morning. Brave Nation representing. Miss J, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. How are things going over in UK right now? What's the overall arc and feeling about the Russia-Ukraine coming out of the UK? What are the people on the ground? I'm talking about the folks, man. I'm not talking about the government. What do you guys think? Y'all feeling it like we are? We don't really have a dog in this match. That's the way I feel. Milk May, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Mad Shad, what's going on, brother? Greetings. Greetings from the right coast. Lane, good morning, good morning. Storms overnight here in the Ozarks. Uh-oh. You down close to the hutch? All right, guys. So anyway, Julie, good morning, good morning. I gotta say good morning to Julie.
Yeah. One thing right quick, I'm echoing from you.
What?
I'm like echoing when I talk.
I don't hear you.
Okay. On the video cam. Almost positive. Yeah.
Amen, Grumpy. Amen, brother. Yard Dog, what's going on with you, man? Candle, what's going on? Southern Fried, what's going on?
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. Government. We should just govern ourselves. Hey, what if we made like a republic that's governed by the people, for the people? You know, that way we can choose representatives to go and represent us in government. And if they don't do their job, we hang them. Wouldn't that be a great republic?
That would be great.
Like if they go there just to enrich themselves, we hang them.
Yes.
Right? What a
sounds like
great
Nazism.
country that would be. What a good system of governance.
I don't know, man.
Only people, think about it, only people who really wanted to go and represent the people would be there. Because they know, hey, if I don't do my job, I'm going to get hung, man. These people crazy. I
Or fire squad.
Them. Exactly. I think it would work. So that's the thing. Man. There's no more incentive for people to go and just do a good job.
Yeah, right.
Just to do what they're supposed to. They go there to enrich themselves. So, you know. Anyway. So yesterday, you know, we were talking about the Macho Man swimmer, and I forgot my clip.
Scandal.
So I re-uploaded it for today just because it actually fits in with our discussion today, what we're talking about, the New World Order. This whole transhumanism movement is part of it. It really is. It's part of their religion, their faith, you know, their doctrine, their overarching theme, if you would. So I want to start there, and we're gonna turn to the potato and chief.
This is the first year that a trans woman is in the competition.
Yeah, he got first place, and then nobody cheered, and then when the first girl came in, which was someone called Hannah, they cheered for her.
I was just happy to be here tonight.
You undoubtedly been under the spotlight over the past few months. How do you continue?
Shame!
I try to remember as much as I can. I try to focus on my
Shame on the NCAA!
Great my races, and just try to block out everything else.
What did that race mean to you?
It means the world to be here.
He's a man!
Two of my best friends and teammates, and here we'll compete.
Thank you for stopping by.
He's a man!
I can't tell you how free I feel now that I've started identifying as a woman.
man, I feel like a woman.
That was great. That was great.
I like how he showed that's from me and the left, guys. You guys aren't so that he puts out good stuff. But where it showed his ranking when he was a male swimmer on this male swim team, it was 462nd, like 462. That was his rank. And then he comes in and starts competing against women in sprinting, where men have a biological advantage. Number one,
first,
just blows all the women away.
Not 10
in the sprinting.
5.
Yeah. Right. Like, yeah, you'd think, man, he's number one. He's champion. What was he when he was racing men? 462. Dude was never in any championship ever. Like, he was never going to see one. Because if that's what you're ranking in college, that's it. It's like, you're not going to be any better than that.
No, you're peaking.
So anyway,
you peaked.
I like how people in the stands were calling him out, though. You know, saying, "Boo, he's a man." They probably got canceled on Twitter.
Probably. Then they just created a new account.
Let's specify
like Babylon
B.
B.
Good morning. Yeah, Babylon B got suspended on Twitter because they were talking about the Rachel Livin, you know, the dude who looks like a lady.
Getting man of the year.
Who looks like a dude. I mean,
I was like, that's our
man of the year. They put man of the year and got suspended. That's wrong. Right? And specific.
I agree.
Constitutional carpenter, what's going on with you? Yard dog. Oh man. Oh really? Appreciate it. Like checking out new channels, man. What would Nikki say? Have a biological advantage. They have a Johnson, so you can pull them around like a red flyer.
That's amazing.
Oh man, that's true. What you think, Devout?
Wait a minute now. I still gotta compete against him. What's the advantage of me becoming y'all just want
gotta become a woman first.
Okay.
Well, I mean, overall, like long distance women are the best long distance swimmers. It's just for the sprinting. Biologically, males have more fast twitch muscles and they have a longer reach. You know, testicles. Seems like that would cause drag there. That's why I was asking you guys think he tucks.
Yeah, right.
You know, yeah.
Got to.
Sarcasm. Back at you. All right. So anyway, get back to the New World Order. So Joey B, man, he gave a speech and he admits there's going to be a New World Order, guys.
Yes.
You know, we are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So anyway, there's going to be a new world order out there.
Oh man, that last part gets me every time. That is what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of conspiracy theorists here. It's just that our theories usually come true. Yeah. All the stuff we say like a year and a half, like the laptop thing we were talking about yesterday. Year and a half later, oh, that was totally legitimate. It's not conspiracy theory. You kidding me? It's totally real. So New World Order. So what is it? So I've been reading that Ray Dalio stuff and watching the videos on it. And his stuff makes sense, man. He even breaks it down like to mathematical stuff. And he goes back and he looks at all the empires that have existed before, and he follows their rise and fall and their decline and what causes it. And I mean, I'd be damned if it's not right on the money. It's like a pattern that continues on through human society. And he shows how the rise of the American empire and how now we're on the decline, while at the same time a new Chinese empire is on the rise and we're heading towards conflict. It's kind of scary because it is going to come. Don't laugh, Nikki.
As I studied the 10 most powerful empires over the last 500 years and the last 3 reserve currencies, it took me through the rise and decline of the Dutch Empire and the guilder, the British Empire and the pound, the rise and early decline in the United States Empire and the dollar, and the decline and rise of the Chinese Empire and its currencies, as well as the rise and decline of the Spanish, German, French, Indian, Japanese, Russian, and Ottoman empires, along with their significant conflicts, as measured in this chart. To understand China's patterns better, I also studied the rise and fall of Chinese dynasties and their monies back to the year 600. Because looking at all these measures at once can be confusing, I'll focus on the 4 most important ones: the Dutch, British, US, and Chinese. You'll quickly notice the pattern. Now let's simplify the form a bit. As you can see, they transpired in overlapping cycles that lasted about 250 years, with 10 to 20-year transition periods between them. Typically, these transitions have been periods of great conflict because leading powers don't decline without a fight.
All right. So you can kind of say, and he goes on, and I'm going to show you another clip from him, but he goes on to talk about like the different aspects of a rising empire. He said it begins with education. You have a great education system, which leads to innovations in technology. Innovations in technology leads to all kinds of things, you know, the production of all kinds of energy. It leads to a strong economy, which leads to a big middle class, which leads to a strong military. And he puts all the dominoes in order and shows you how an empire rises until eventually you reach a place where there's a wage gap between the super wealthy and the poorest people, right? Which leads to internal conflict, and that internal conflict leads to the economy going on a downcline, which leads to the cranking out of more and more money, which leads to inflation, which starts the downfall. And then usually by that time, there's another global power that's on the rise. And then when they intersect, there's conflict. We'll look at that. So, but what I'm trying to see is, okay, we know this. We know there's a conflict coming. We know there's a change in the global order here, in the structure of things, mainly because our president wants it, or our government, the people in charge of it here want it. They're all part of this global cabal. So how do we hedge against this stuff? You know, that's always my thing. I know we're preppers. I know we prepare. We put things aside. We learn new skills, you know. But it has to go beyond that because they're looking for domination, man. When I started seeing those antennas pop up on the propane tanks, man, like to monitor the use of people's energy usage and stuff like that, that's just the beginning. Mm-hmm. They're going to be monitoring all of our energies, like everything we do. Total surveillance. That's where we're headed here. So I'm always trying to like look for different ways to think about, you know, not just surviving but living in this type of world of total surveillance. And that's why I show you guys little clips, like we showed the lady who was doing the dugout house that she built in the jungle, and it's got me thinking of what we could really do if we needed to do it and still live a good, healthy, comfortable life, you know, free from disease and all these different things. So I do have a clip to share about a guy who made a stealth fan. Before we get into that, though, I want to share something that AOC said, because, you know, do what?
That 250 art.
Yeah.
I think it times out at 2026. So we still got 5 years or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least till 2030, right? I mean, that's their whole
yeah. That's their plan,
Big
yeah.
push, right?
Yeah.
And everything that they say, like the whole climate agenda, the transhumanism, is all part of this new world order that they're trying to establish, they're trying to set up. And they're attacking, fossil fuels hardcore now. They're telling us if we want to reduce gas prices, get electric vehicles and all these stupid things that aren't going to reduce gas prices. All right. Anyone who goes out and chains a $55,000 electric vehicle around their neck right now, you're not going to see a return on that for decades. But AOC came out and she was talking about, well, I'll just let her say it. And then we'll laugh at her.
Discuss part of this crisis that is all too often overlooked, but whose evidence shows that there's a very meaningful connection here.
Okay.
The correlation between fossil fuel extraction sites and abductions and murders of Indigenous women across the United States. Why is it that oil, gas, and fossil fuel extraction sites have such a high correlation of violence and abduction against Native women?
Thank you for that question. Fossil fuel industry creates man camps or temporary settlements that often exist right outside the borderlands of indigenous communities. As I stated earlier, many tribes do not have tribal jurisdiction over non-native offenders, which a majority of these oil workers are. We know that when these man camps or temporary establishments are created, that there is an increase in violence and
All right, so now to be fair, that is true about those sites where they set up. And even if they weren't there, though, indigenous women are abducted and murdered at a rate twice as high as any other race in America. But there's a lot of reasons why that is. It's not just because people, use fossil fuels.
I was going to say, is that a correlation or is that more of a coincidence?
Yeah, it's not correlation. It doesn't mean everywhere that you go to use fossil fuels, indigenous women are just going to start getting raped and murdered.
Yeah.
It's because the roughnecks who go to work there in these camps, that's the problem. There's no policing of the camps. One thing is, like the lady just said, on a reservation, they have their own police forces. Usually it's like a sheriff or a police chief, and he'll have a few deputies. And a lot of reservations, some I've been on, man, the White Mountain Apaches in Arizona, their reservation is on a mountain, all right? And the mountain goes up to about, I think it's 8,500 feet elevation. You have to drive just one road that goes up to the top of it. When you get up there, they kind of govern themselves. And it's a lot like the Wild West up there. Everybody's armed. There's shootings all the time. Like if there's a dispute, it's not uncommon for them to just shoot each other. But anyway, the point is, she's saying since this is the case, then that means we shouldn't have any fossil fuel camps. We shouldn't be mining this stuff because it's going to lead to this. Instead of saying, you know what, why don't we just have policing in these camps so this doesn't happen?
Or, let's automate the oil extracting process to 100%, no human input.
Exactly. I mean, there's a better way than just saying, you know what, this is proof, no more fossil fuels ever.
Yeah, right.
He's such an idiot. Joe, what's up, man?
Yes. Yeah, I agree
right,
with that too.
Absolutely.
Or how about we push them offshore, make them all offshore, but the water.
Dude, I think we could be the #1 producer of
oil like that.
Energy in the world, like coal, natural gas, crude oil, all those things. If we wanted to be, we could have 50 cents a gallon gas, no problem. If we would open up all the places where we have it, that's what we should do. We should make a plan as a country to say, okay, here's our goal. 50 years, we're going to be 100% renewable energy. We're going to build the infrastructure. We're going to put things in place. We're going to make these vehicles affordable for the average, household. But all while we're working towards that, we're going to make energy as cheap as possible for our citizens. I'm talking about electric bills. I'm talking about everything. We're gonna produce as much. We're gonna make all these jobs because we're just gonna open up all the coal industry, everything. Everyone's gonna have work. Everyone's gonna have energy. Everyone's gonna be able to put gas in their car, all while we're putting in the infrastructure and working towards this. That's what we should be doing. We should have been doing it 50 years ago.
Yeah.
But you know, that's
think,
not going to happen now because we're in the Great Reset.
Yeah.
We're in phase 2. We're headed towards it. So,
You think cheaper gas and extraction of resources would cause electric cars and everything to go down in price too?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I really do. Sage, what's going on, man?
What they do?
Because it would also give, if you got 50 years, it would also give time for more innovation in the electric vehicles and stuff too. I mean, one of what reasons they're so freaking expensive is all the rare earth metals and stuff that go into them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Huge lithium batteries and all these different things and the way that they work. I mean, you give it 50 years while people's working and innovating them to make them cheaper. Because if you could make a cheaper electric car where you could buy it and make it easier to charge too, and have an infrastructure where the charging stations are fast charging and it's like going to a gas station and they're everywhere, like gas stations are everywhere.
Yeah.
It's more, I don't know, it's more common sense to do it that way. Instead of just shutting off all the oil, everything, making gas go up, over $5 a gallon on average. And, and saying, okay, now we're going to switch. Now everyone needs to go and be green. Everyone's like, what? How do I do that? Anyway, we're way off topic.
Quick question. If you, let's say a Tesla, the hour charging things I have an issue with. If you say it takes like an hour.
On average, yeah.
Why don't, like, shouldn't there be like a front battery and like a back battery, like two batteries? And like, shouldn't the wheels rotate and charge the back battery?
Those batteries are huge. That's the thing about them.
That's the problem.
I mean, like, if you had 50 years for the technology to develop further, the batteries would get smaller. They would have a charge longer. They would charge faster. They would have more and more fast charging technology where you plug it in and say, So, plus all that charge is coming from a power plant, which is powered by coal. So we're still in the same boat. Yeah. Just screwing us all. So anyway, I'm back to Ray Dalio in the New World Order and kind of where we are and where we're going. Let me see if I can find it. I have another clip and it shows it. Okay, it's going to show the increase in decline, and you can kind of see where we are here in the United States of America and what's happening to us and why we're on a decline.
In a nutshell, the big cycle typically begins after a major conflict, often a war, establishes the new leading power and the new world order. Because no one wants to challenge this power, a period of peace and prosperity typically follows. As people get used to this peace and prosperity, they increasingly bet on it continuing. They borrow money to do that, which eventually leads to a financial bubble. The empire's share of trade grows, and when most transactions are conducted in its currency, it becomes a reserve currency, which leads to even more borrowing. At the same time, this increased prosperity distributes wealth unevenly, so the wealth gap typically grows between the rich haves and the poor have-nots. Eventually, the financial bubble bursts, which leads to the printing of money and increased internal conflict between the rich and the poor, which leads to some form of revolution to redistribute wealth. This can happen peacefully or as a civil war. While the empire struggles with this internal conflict, its power diminishes relative to external rival powers on the rise. When a new rising power gets strong enough to compete with the dominant power that is having domestic breakdowns, external conflicts, most typically wars, take place. Out of these internal and external wars come new winners and losers. Then the winners get together to create the new world order, and the cycle begins again.
First time I saw this, and I was going back and watching him explain it. Every empire basically has gone through this cycle. as far back as there are records of world empires and stuff like that. It's exactly what happens. There's internal conflict. That's how we became the world power. You know, when our revolution, and that's how the America started. And you can see the incline. Everything he said there. I mean, I know this is a simplified way to look at it, but you can see where we are right now. We're on the downhill tick, and the new Chinese empire is on the rise. And you guys can find him on YouTube, guys. It's about 50 minutes long. I highly recommend going to watch it. Very informative to what's going on right now. So just like Sleepy Joe said, there's a new world order coming, and all this part of it. And remember this guy, Mr. Hario, the number 2 in the World Economic Forum. He's Klaus Schwab's right-hand man. Remember what he said?
You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
Free will is going to be over.
Fuck him, dude.
Right? How do you make a statement like that? How are you going to tell a human being, your free will? You ain't going to have no free will. Your free will's over.
Right.
Control you. Like they're saying all the conspiracy stuff out loud. Like they're telling you that's their plan all along. And this isn't like some hidden like hot mic moment. This is from the World Economic Forum's channel. Like
they wanted you to hear that. Like,
yeah, they want us to know you're not going to have free will, guys. We're going to take it from you. Like, okay.
And the way he says it though is like even in a new world order, I still have the choice to like kill myself. Like you can't take my free will. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Like we're taking away your soul, your spirit. We're taking it away. It's like, dude,
well, it's that whole like thing that the
you're gonna be a robot.
Revolution.
Yeah,
they're
you're gonna
trying
be
to combine the biological with the digital and the physical. I mean, that in their mind, they're going to do it. Like they have all the resource sources of the world at their disposal.
Yeah,
you know, as soon as they get rid of this whole Russia thing. I think Russia and China are legitimately rebelling against the world order. Like they know what the globalists are planning. They know what they're trying to do. And they're like, no, we don't want that. We want to set up our own world order.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening. So anyway. All right, guys, before we go further, I want to share a couple more clips. We do have a word from our sponsor, Bee Jerky.
Stay hydrated is deep state propaganda designed to make you easier to manipulate. Liquid, sloshy, pourable into the narrative containers they choose. Resist, do not hydrate, become dry, ungovernable jerky.
Be jerky, guys. Don't drink water. Don't hydrate.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. You know, there's probably people out there who really believe that. They try not to drink water.
Yeah.
Every time they take a sip.
Yeah.
Like how he was dying towards the end.
Just falls over. Yeah.
Kept getting drier towards the end. Yeah.
They put chemicals in water, man. Can't drink that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bottled water? Come on, you know that's got chemicals in it. Ain't no telling.
You know that's from the New World Order.
Right.
All right, so
there's microchips in the water.
You know, I started thinking about you know, trying to relate this whole New World Order and how the rise and fall of the empire is going, and all the propaganda that's coming out of this Russia-Ukraine thing, man. Anything I see about Russia and Ukraine, I'm like, I don't know.
Positive or negative. Like either way.
Like on either side, anything. I don't believe any of it because you can't. Everything that comes out is like, oh no, that isn't real. That's not true. Or man, that was from like 4 years ago. That's not like the airstrike that Zelensky was using at first as reasoning for why he needs NATO to come in and set up a no-fly zone. I'm sure you guys have seen this.
Let's see.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh merde.
Turns out it was fake. It didn't happen at all.
I think the jets are just a little too fast. And anybody looking up at a jet is a moron. You know you're gonna look down. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with it. It reminds me of that Battlefield Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one will enter the New World Order unless he or she will make a pledge to worship.
Yeah, right.
David Spangler. Dang.
Dude, he straight up said that.
Did Spangler really say that?
Dude.
It's kind of on the nose, isn't it? Like, dang.
Oh, man.
Patrick Lancaster is the most viewed. It's neo-Nazis killing their own people. Patrick Lancaster, guys, we need to look him up.
I did hear a conspiracy that they were like, the reason why they want to worship Satan is because when he comes in, you know, he'll take care of them. So, like, apparently, you know, I'm just saying, I have heard them say stuff like that.
What a weird thing to say, though. I can't believe people believe that. If I just do what Lucifer tells me, he'll make me.
Yeah.
Me govern the
Yeah,
world.
for what? 40 years? And then you're fucked for eternity. Like, you already accepted Satan's real. Like, you know, like, why wouldn't you accept the other half? Like, I don't understand that part. Like,
but anyway, so I think that's propaganda. What do you guys think? Have you seen this, the airstrike video? You guys in chat?
now I haven't seen Lazinski push it forward, but I heard that he was at one point.
Right.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing they're saying like Russia's generals keep getting killed and all that stuff. Where's the proof of all this stuff? Like they'll talk about all these major battles and all these different things, and I'll go to the different channels I watch who like have footage from the battlefield.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find stuff and you can hear stuff going off and you can see munitions blowing up, but like major combat battles, I'm just not seeing it. I'm not saying it's not happening. I know people are dying over there. I'm not trying to belittle what's going on and say it's all fake. I'm just saying when you get stuff like this over and over and over and it's not real, it just makes you, you know, cynical to everything you see. Take it with a grain of salt. So, but anyway, I found this, and this is the rhinos in our government talking to the Ukraine soldiers and letting them know, you know, America's got their back no matter what.
Our fight is not with the Russian people, but with Putin.
Ми боремося не з російським народом, але з Путіним.
Our promise to you is to take your cause to Washington.
Наша обіцянка – це те, що ми вашу боротьбу доведемо до Вашингтона.
Inform the American people of your bravery.
Проінформуємо американський народ про вашу відважність.
And make the case against Putin to the world.
Oh, wait. My bad. That was 2017.
Yes.
That was right after Trump was elected. They were in Ukraine pushing for a war with Russia.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, when was this?
Yeah.
Like, were they fighting them in 2017? I don't remember that.
That's why it was it, I guess.
There's always been conflict between Russia and
Yes.
Ukraine. I know that. We know that. But these two, John McCain, Amy Klobuchar, and Lindsey freaking Graham were in Ukraine telling them, you know, we got to fight against Putin.
How about just make them NATO? Just make them NATO, you retard. Like,
I know, man. Like, it just makes us, they've been pushing for this war. All these war hawks, John McCain, you know, rest in peace, dude. But you were a war hawk and a rhino. You pushed for these wars. They were pushing for a war back then. Like, it's nothing more than a proxy war. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
War propaganda. You know, and then you get the new president, Zelensky, man. This is how he fights against the decadence of Russia. Isn't that ironic? And he says Russian decadence, and he's sitting there in high heels, like dancing. Yeah.
Yes. With a flat top, with a flat show. Yeah, come on.
Weird.
Yeah. You gotta be like the Catholics over there. It's like, we gotta be gay because Putin's against it. It's like, dude, what?
Exactly.
I don't think that's how that works.
Was he really too? Dude's been in a lot of stuff. He was on Dancing with the Stars over there.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if it's real, but I saw a clip where he was in a movie and he shot up Parliament with like 2 MP5s. I'm just saying, just saying, dude. It was funny.
Yeah, I believe that too, Miss J.
Yeah, 100%.
I believe he's put there because he's good at acting like the president.
Yeah.
There you go. They don't. And that's why I always say World War III is going to be the free peoples of the world fighting against the oppressors of the globalists, man. Whether it's NATO, Russia, China, or all three, it's going to happen. So anyway, like I say, I like to share clips to make us think in new directions on how for us to live and thrive. And there's this guy, I've seen his little van on all kinds of channels, like tiny house channels and van life channels. He took a box truck and he converted it into a mobile apartment, man. It's pretty cool what he did. And he did all the work himself. Just to make us think, what if this happens? What if the new world order comes down and we don't want to live in a state of constant surveillance, Just food for thought. Check him out, man.
Before I built the van, I was living in Colorado, in Fort Collins. I was in a big house. I had like 5 roommates. I started thinking, why don't I do something different? I knew that grad school was going to be in my future, and grad school for urban planning. That means I'm going to be in a city. It's going to be expensive to live. I don't want to accumulate a lot of debt. I'm doing a mid-career shift into this. So the idea of having my own apartment on wheels essentially was very enticing. I wanted something that was stealthy, that was not noticeable, that I could feel safe and unnoticed in. I ended up finding a box truck on Craigslist, and it had the pass-through from the cab to the back already installed, which made it perfect. And so I ended up buying that and let the games begin. And some of the really intricate parts of the build. One of the things that I had to remember as I was building this is that so many people that were doing this are 80% outdoors in nature and 20% in the city. And I'm basically flipping that script. This is essentially meant to be an apartment on wheels that looks like a work truck on the outside.
Isn't that amazing? Like it just shows what you can do if you think outside the box. Right, Miss V? Unspecified V? Man, it's the perfect off-grid like bug-out vehicle, man. And it's stealth. That's what I like about it. It just looks like a regular white box truck we see on the road literally everywhere. You'd never think that was inside of there.
I like how he had a deck. Like,
yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's just ways for us to think of different things. Like this community is pretty innovative on its own right anyway. So when you learn, pick up little tips and ideas from other people, and you put your own spin on it, that's what I like about it. Just to get us thinking those different directions. But right, Joe? Man, I still want my F-15, man. Joe said that's what we needed if we wanted to fight the tyrannical government. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see you this morning, Miss J. It's been a while. You're right. So we're all on the same page. Pass on to Germany, Holland, all South America.
Dang.
So that's what's up, man. We the people all over the world connecting and standing together and sharing information. Miss J, if you want to, you can hit us up in the email. It's in the description. And because a lot of folks send this stuff through email and we connect that way too. There's a lot of things you just can't share on YouTube, so we share information that way. But yeah, let's connect that way too. Let's touch antennas. Anyway, guys, so we're out of time this morning. I just want to kind of touch on the whole New World Order thing. I wish we could do a 2-hour show about it and really get into Ray Dalio's stuff. But you guys should definitely go check out his channel. And some of the stuff he pulls out, man, it's eerie how close and accurate like his predictions are on where we're headed. I think we all feel that way. Once China gets involved and makes their move on Taiwan, I think we're all going to feel like that. We're all going to be like, okay, this is it. This is the real conflict. This is why Russia hasn't sent in the bulk of their forces into Ukraine. Anyway.
I like how on the downhill, it's always saying they start printing money. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, and it's happened too. Like even in past, like
right.
The same thing happened with the economy. There was hyperinflation. I'm like, dang, man.
Yeah.
So right on there. Anyway, but I hope you guys have a good Tuesday, man. Let me know your thoughts on this stuff. We should be on the big channel tomorrow. I don't see why not. So I'll see you guys there. Lady Rowan's in the house, y'all.
What they do?
Look at that.
Three hearts. 3 hearts. She usually does 2.
The love of my life. I just want to think about her and
like how you burped that. Man.
Hard eyes.
That was great. That was great.
Oh man, I love you, babe. All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up, but we'll see you guys out there. Hope you have a great Tuesday. If you get out there and fight the New World Order, man. Hedge your bets. Buy food, man. There's food shortages coming down the pipe. Just I know we live in the United States of America, you know, the most prosperous nation in the world, and even we are starting to see the edges of this food shortage. Me and Devout were talking before how there's all kinds of videos coming out. Africa's just starving because of Russia. I mean, that's what they're saying, but they weren't starving before this.
Okay, I was like, dude, I've been my whole life. Africa's been starving. I like how they just try to say, you know, I know y'all having this white war, but we're still starving. Please don't forget about us. Like,
we're still starving down here.
We're still dying. Please, fuck you, white people.
Away, Russia, freaking Putin.
Right, son of a bitch. And the dude in Ukraine wants to go back to Congo. Fuck out of here, dude.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Oh man. Anyway, guys, y'all have a great day. Let's get out there and fight after the culture, man. Don't be letting men swim in y'all's daughters' swim meets without y'all protesting it. Y'all get in their faces. Tell them, you know, hey, do you have some hankster? Do you have a dingle bopper?
Yeah.
Stop swimming with my little girl.
Nut punch them.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all later, man. God bless.
All downhill from here.